Hey everyone, it's Jeremy with Poindexter G, and today we are going to take a look at Golden Bat from the Unmatched Adventures Tales to Amaze set. Now, Tales to Amaze is an unmatched set that features 4 heroes: Golden Bat, Annie Christmas, Jill Trent, and Nikola Tesla. Now, Tales to Amaze allows for the regular Unmatched that we have had, but it also includes a co-op version against Mothman and Martian Invader. So Golden Bat himself is a superhero, essentially the first superhero who came out of Japan in 1930, so he actually predates a lot of others like Superman and Batman. The story is basically that he was on the island of Atlantis, and once some explorers went there and found it, they woke him up and he came out and he started doing superhero things. And as far as his superhero abilities, it's pretty much on par with what you would expect from like an early Superman. So super strength, flying, laser beam, eyes, X-ray vision, general invulnerability. He is known for having his maniacal laugh, which we see there. We have some symbols here, which means something in Japanese. I can't get any more specific than that, but somebody that knows will probably leave it in the comments. Of course, we have a pretty awesome mini here, which we always have awesome minis, but it's like a guy with a skull for a head. But yeah, they got him in a really dynamic pose. It's pretty awesome. Golden Bat's artwork here, which is a really nice card back. We'll take a look at Golden Bat's character card here. He's a solo hero who is melee with 18 health. He is a move of 3, so he moves around a lot. His ability is titled The First Superhero. If you haven't taken a maneuver action this turn, add +2 to the value of Golden Bat's attacks. And we don't want to forget this quote at the bottom. Just fading off into oblivion. His ability here, you would be like, well, a maneuver action. So basically, they have to come move to you for you to be able to get that. Well, yeah, kind of. This is if you haven't taken a maneuver action. Now, as you know, don't show this side of the card a lot, but we're going to today because it's relevant. One of your actions is maneuver, which the draw a card is mandatory and the move is optional. So any turn where you take a maneuver action, if you do that before you attack, then you do not get his ability. That also includes if you just maneuver in place and draw the card, or if you actually move. Additionally, since it says if you haven't taken a maneuver action but doesn't say move, if you are able to move by some other means, your card effects usually being what will do that, then you could get that +2, and +2 is awesome. Just ask Alice, Achilles, Moon Knight, and Annie Christmas. So let's take a look at Golden Bat's cards here. We're going to start off with some of these schemes because I'm going to go ahead and get these out of the way first here, just to show a few things. Arrive just in time. Ooh, see a flying Golden Bat. The only effect on this card, which is a scheme with 2 copies, is place Golden Bat in any space. So if you use this card to place Golden Bat in any space, you have not maneuvered, and you can get that +2. So that right there is a way to do it. You got 2 cards in here that, you know, if they don't get pulled out of your hand through some discard shenanigans, you're gonna be able to use those. Our next scheme, 3 copies, Alpine Fortress. Yes, he has a snowy fortress of solitude here, kind of. Oh, that other famous super guy is a lot like this guy. Choose a card in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck. Draw 2 cards. move Golden Bat up to 4 spaces. So choosing the card out of your discard pile can be really good because that can let you get, either arrive just in time or be able to pull some other ones out of there. Or you could grab the other Alpine Fortress and just like loop them around. Though it does draw on it, so that stops you from being able to do it forever. But you do have move Golden Bat up to 4 spaces, so this is another way that Golden Bat can move in on someone and get his ability without having to maneuver. Going into the attacks, we have Super Strength, 2 copies of a blank 5, because it's just a blank 5. It doesn't need text. Why doesn't it need text? Doesn't need text because of that, because that could be a 7. Pow! That's going to hurt. And there's nothing you can do about this bonus here. This isn't like, faintable or anything. Doesn't cancel. Next we have 3 copies of Vaporizing Eye Beams. I'm using the promo foil card here. Ooh. This is a 2 value attack. After combat, your opponent discards 1 random card. Well, you're probably not planning on doing a lot of damage with this. You're probably planning on doing a random card, although this could be a 4 that discards a random card. So that could be awesome. This can also be a good way to get rid of annoying little 1 health sidekicks, because you can kill them with this if they don't want to throw defenses at it, and make them discard a random card, so it can double hurt. 3 copies of this 1 value attack, a punch to shake the earth. It's a 1. But look at that, after combat effects there. Deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter in your zone. If you want to combat, deal 2 damage instead. So you can just nuke a bunch of little 1 health sidekicks, or hit a hero and a sidekick. Or in the co-op mode, you can end up hitting a villain and some minions. And if you're able to bump this up to a 3, you have a lot better chance of being able to win to get that 2 damage to everybody. 2 copies of this defense card. He laughs at your feebleness. A blank 5. Because, a 5 on defense, a blank 5 doesn't need anything. Most of the other 5 defenses that are in other decks have some sort of negative effect on it. So, just a blank 5 with nothing negative, that's pretty awesome. Who needs effects when you're blocking for a 5? Imposing Presence, 2 copies. It's a value 3 defense. Immediately cancel all effects on your opponent's card. Okay, so some interesting things on this one. You're only going to have 2 cancels. Now, they are 3 value cancels, so they're a little bit stronger. If you throw it in on some of those cards that are designed to punish you for a feint, you don't get punished quite as much, but you don't have as many of them. And also, since this is a defense only, you are not able to use this and make a really big attack that cancels, like Alice and Achilles and Moon Knight with Khonshu, who could end up taking a feint and throwing it out as a 4 value attack that cancels. He can't do this because it is only a defense card. Going into our versatiles, 2 copies of Insight of the Ancients, a 3 value. If you want to combat, return a random card in your discard pile to your hand. So this is the first interesting that lets you take a random card from your discard pile and, in this case, returning it to your hand and not your deck. Which is a little different than Alpine Fortress. Alpine Fortress, you get to pick 1, but it goes into your deck. This one is a random one into your hand. So it can still be a good solid defense there, or an attack for 5. It's got lots of ways to be able to attack. Sight Beyond Sight. Versatile of 2. After combat, look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. Put them back in any order. This just gives you some chance to be able to look at their deck and see what's coming in, be able to stack it in your favor a little bit. A defense of 2 is not great. It's probably okay as an attack of 4 if you can get it off with the ability. Like a flash of golden light during combat. If Golden Bat shares no zones with the space he started this turn in, this card's value is 4 instead. After combat, move Golden Bat up to 5 spaces. So on defense, this could be a 4, but it's going to be a lot like Momentous Shift. It's going to be kind of hard to pull that off because your opponent will have to have moved you. And not only will they have to have moved you, they will have to move you completely out of the zone that you were in and into a space that doesn't share any spaces with that zone. Some maps you can do that on easily, others you can't. But it's probably not happening a lot on defense. Most of the time, this is going to be a 2 on defense. But then once again, if you're able to do it with one of these schemes and move and enable that, then it would be a 6 because it would go to a 4 and then a 6 because of his ability. Terrifying Roar. We have seen this in T-Rex's deck. This is a versatile 3. Fighters cannot leave their spaces for the rest of this turn. This could be good as a defense if you want to like hit them with your ability the next turn. That can keep them from running off on you. This is also good as a first attack if you want to double attack. You can throw this down with the ability, get the 5 on it. They can't leave their turn, so you know that they'll be adjacent for you to get that next one and be able to hit them twice. So that can be a really, really powerful card for the Golden Bat. And lastly here, Skirmish. This is a pretty common card. You have 2 copies of it. Versatile 4. After combat, if you win the combat, move one of the fighters in the combat up to 2 spaces. This is always a good 4 defense. But once again, with Golden Bat, this can always turn into a 6. This can also be good on defense or on offense as an attack to be able to chase an opponent in case they try to move away from you. You'll be able to get back to them. So Golden Bat is probably one of the more simple fighters in this particular set. There's not a lot of crazy things going on with him. It is a very simple special ability. This can be a little fun sometimes in a 1v1 game or even 2v2 or free-for-all to be able to get those attacks in. It is particularly good in the co-op mode because the way that the villains work, they tend to run up to you. And so the villains and the minions all will run up to them. So if you're using Golden Bat and the Unmatched Adventures co-op mode, you definitely want to have this guy end up throwing big attacks in at either at the villain to get their numbers down, or to throw some big numbers at the minions so that you can take them out of there. And if you and your teammates coordinate properly, you can set it up to where they'll more or less run right up to him. But you can get +2s off against the villains or the minions, which is really, really strong. And if you're able to be a little creative on your timing of when you use your schemes, maybe recycling those schemes or getting lucky and be able to recycle them, or choosing to recycle that and throw the right attacks out, you can throw some big numbers out there. And once again, since that +2 isn't cancelable, it's really hard for a lot of fighters to be able to deal with having like 7s and 6s thrown at them. So if you found this video helpful and useful, you can give it a thumbs up and a like. You can also go down to the comment section and let me know any thoughts that you have down there. And you can also subscribe to my channel to make sure you catch all the videos that I post so you don't miss anything. This is Poindexter G, and we'll see you around next time.